Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the inaugural episode of Dan and Dom's Discourse, a little podcast show that myself and my bro have decided to cook up for you. Speaking of cooking, there's another Triple D on the market, isn't there?
There is.
We don't want you to confuse anybody with that. You will not be seeing anything deep fried for the duration of this show. Sorry, there's another D&D for that. So now you know. Anyway, so how are you, Dan?
I'm pretty good. Pretty good.
You doing good?
Yeah.
Having a good day?
Yeah.
Sunday.
Super Bowl Sunday.
That is.
And a very sunny day it is.
It is. It's a little hot for February.
It is.
Don't know if I dig it.
I definitely don't.
You don't dig it?
Mm-mm.
Don't dig the heat?
Yeah.
Neither do I. Glad we can agree on something.
Yep.
So, yes. So a little podcast thing going on. We decided, my bro and I, we talk a lot about nerdy shit.
Oh yeah, all the time.
And what does the internet love more than dirty shit? I mean, nerdy shit. Maybe the internet loves dirty shit more than nerdy shit. What was... Anyway. Okay. Sorry about that. So yeah, we thought we'd come together, talk about our passions, our mutual love for all things just absolutely fantastic and awesome.
Yeah.
As you can see right here. This is the majority of what's fantastic and awesome in the world, I'll have you know. So now you know. Anyway, yeah, so I had a topic that I wanted to bring to discussion today involving games.
Yes.
Video games. The best kind of games, in my personal opinion. Love them to death. If you couldn't tell. So yeah, I was wondering, Dan, as far as games go, what was the video game? Because you play video games.
Oh yeah, all the time.
Do you play? You play a lot?
Yeah, I was playing games earlier today.
Were you?
Yeah.
Little Bloodborne.
Little Bloodborne.
Little Dragon Age.
Oh yeah, Dragon Age on that quality PS3.
Oh, you know that's good. If there's one way to play Dragon Age Inquisition, it's not on PS3. Don't play it on PS3. Play it on PS4.
Yeah.
You'll thank yourself.
You will.
Anyway, so yeah, video games. Mm-hmm. What was the game that you played and you thought, man, this I'm a gamer now. Like I'm gonna be playing games for a good chunk of my life. This has proven to me, this is a good thing. Mm-hmm. Video games resonate with me. What was the game that did that for you?
It was Pokemon Ruby version.
Pokemon Ruby.
Yeah.
I recall that game.
Yeah.
I played a lot of that.
It was my first game. I've been playing.
First game you ever played?
Well, no, it was the first game that I owned.
Oh yeah.
Because up until then I was stealing your Game Boy Advance and playing your games.
Yes.
But then when I got my own Game Boy SP, which I still have today.
Oh yes. A lovely handheld. Probably my favorite handheld gaming system.
Yeah, one of the best.
Of course, I don't have a Vita, so I don't know about that. But I know quality technology there. Everyone go buy a Vita. I should too. You need to support that shit. Anyway.
And I was like, I got a bunch of games when I first got my SP, but Ruby was the first one I played, and I popped that, and man, what a game!
Yeah, what about it? What about it? Hooked you?
It was my first Pokemon game.
For also, you technically your first RPG.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. It was. But I remember I was making my character. I was Danny.
Danny.
I was Danny.
All
caps.
Is that the only time you've ever used your actual name in a game?
That is.
Yeah, I always use my own name.
First and last.
I'm lame. I either always use my own name or something like Ass Moose, something silly like that.
Yes.
But anyway.
It was Danny, all caps.
Danny.
Because I didn't understand. You could switch.
Yeah, they hide that from you.
Well, as a 5-year-old kid, you don't understand.
5 years old, you were playing that?
I think so.
Were you really 5? I don't remember 5.
I
remember I was playing it when I was 9, I think.
You're like 5 years old.
Yeah, shit. Okay. It must have been that.
Yeah.
I wish I played games that early. Anyway.
And I somehow found my way to the thing where you choose your starting Pokemon.
Oh, yeah. You somehow found your way through the maze of Pallet Town. Was it Pallet Town or what?
No, I don't even remember.
The starting town with like 2 houses in it. You were like, oh man, where do I go?
Yeah, it was a confusing time. But you know how in a Pokemon game, when you go to that thing, you got the Pokeball, and it shows you what the Pokemon is you're choosing.
Oh yeah.
You see, the way I remember it, I didn't see that as a kid.
No.
I saw 3 Pokeballs. Was like, oh geez, and I didn't even know. I didn't even know what I was choosing.
Oh no.
I knew it was a Pokemon, but I didn't know which one. I didn't know.
Well,
I didn't know.
you get to see it before you pick it.
The thing is, I don't remember that.
You don't remember actually seeing it?
No.
Wow, Dan, silence your phone.
I'm sorry.
Dan, what is this?
I'm sorry.
What is this bullshittery?
Snapchat.
I hope that's silent now.
It's silent.
Okay, as you were saying.
So I was like, oh geez, this is a big decision.
It is a big decision. In fact, it's a decision that resonates throughout the game.
It does, and
your starter is your life in that game.
Yeah. So I picked my starter blind, as far as I remember.
How do you pick it blind? It shows you what it is before you pick it.
As far as my memory goes, I don't remember seeing that. I just remember picking a Pokeball, and you know what it was?
What was it?
Torchic.
Torchic. That was my starter. That was my starter in Ruby as well.
Quality starter.
I love Torchic.
Blaziken to this day remains my favorite Pokemon.
Absolutely, yes.
And then I was going through, and I was like, hey, I played that game every day.
Oh yeah, so did I.
Every day, to the day where I saw this option. When you select a Pokemon.
Oh yeah.
Called the release.
I wonder what that does.
Yeah. So little old me was all like, "Oh, what does this do?" So I did it on my Blaziken, of all things.
Release Blaziken. That release its ultimate power, right?
Yeah.
Like release it.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, doesn't it?
And I was at the end of the game. I was at the Elite Four.
Oh.
And I released Blaziken.
Oh.
And if you don't know what release does, you get rid of your Pokemon.
It goes off into the wild to live it, just like Butterfree in the show.
Just like Butterfree.
Ash released his Butterfree. Dan released his Blaziken.
Little old me decided, oh shit!
Oh, little baby Dan.
Better save my game.
No, and that's the problem.
Yeah, that was the problem.
You did this terrible thing, and then you saved it. What was your thought process there?
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, man.
But everything worked out. Made a new game.
Yeah, everything worked out after you grinded another 100 hours in that game to get your Blaziken back to like level 80 something.
Yeah, but then I actually beat the Elite Four.
Yeah, of course.
I knew what was going on. I knew what I had to do. Fixed my team better. Yeah. I still have some of those memories. The lightning gym.
Oh yeah.
That goddamn lightning gym.
I always think of Lieutenant Surge, but it's not him.
Yeah, it's big fat. It's Lightning Santa.
Lightning Santa.
He's got a big beard and he's chubby.
Okay.
I remember that fight took me. It was like Dark Souls. Like shit you not.
Yeah.
That was going from the PC there to the PC there to the PC.
Man.
Oh man, that was my first time. Second time,
breeze through, no problem.
Yeah.
That Blaziken style.
Well, I think I had a combustion at that point.
Oh, combust. Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, so you played Pokemon Ruby, and that was what made you like it, because that was the first game you were like seriously playing for a lot. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. But that whole Blaziken story of yours reminds me of an instance of my own.
Yep. Everybody has that.
Oh yeah, everyone has that moment where they're just stupid, and they do something in a game that they love that's irreversible.
Oh yeah.
In my case, it was Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts, just to be clear, is not the game that really got me to be a gamer and all that, but to relate it to Dan's story, Kingdom Hearts, I loved that game. I played the shit out of it all the time. I loved it so much. Action RPG, still one of my favorite action RPGs. Kingdom Hearts 1, and I had beaten it. I'd done everything possible, 100% Jiminy's Journal and everything, and I was like, I'll just start a new game.
Yep.
I'll start a new game because I love the game, and I haven't played the beginning of it in such a long time. I want to go hang out Destiny Islands with my bros.
Yeah.
And so I did, but I had gotten into such a muscle memory rhythm with saving the game and that when I went to the save point for my new game, I would just like bleep, beep, 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 and then I overwrote the like 100+ hours that I had spent in my other file, and oh boy, broke down.
Yep.
That was one of the show you how much video games mean to me. one of the like most traumatic experiences of my life.
Oh yeah.
It's not like that anymore. If I I could start. I have since then started like new games in Kingdom Hearts, beating them in less than a week, and it was no problem. But the first time I played that game, it took me like a month or two, a couple months.
And just 1 month on Riku 2 alone.
Oh God, some of the bosses in that game, man. But yeah, anyway, so that's my story about that. But as far as the game that got me hooked into gaming, similar story to you. Not the first game I played, but the first game that was actually mine. Mm-hmm. Like the first game that I really could say that, oh, this is mine. I own this game. Ratchet and Clank. Ratchet 1 on the PS2 is my first console, PS2. Mm-hmm. I played tons of games before then, like N64. Never really played much PS1, but played tons of N64 with friends, GameCube. All my friends were really Nintendo console owners, and I for the longest time wanted a GameCube. But then I went over to a dude's house and I played PS2. I played first I played Ratchet. I played Ratchet and Clank at this guy's house, and I was like, this is a video game. Like this feels like a for real legit game. Like I'm not racing go-karts or running left or right is side scrollers. They run right.
Yeah.
They run right directions. Anyway, yeah. So I played that, and I also had before played Jack and Daxter at Target, the little demo they got there. Remember when they had
Yes.
No, it wasn't Target, it was Toys R Us.
Oh man.
But they had PS2 demos. Oh man, that feels like ages ago, but
just think about all the people who touched that controller.
Oh, gross.
Yep.
So, yeah, I played these PS2 games, and I was like, oh man, PS2, that's the one for me. The graphics just were miles ahead, and just everything just felt so smooth and great with platformers. And Ratchet was this like third-person shooter platformer, and it felt amazing. The mechanics were smooth. It was just a beautiful, beautiful game, and aesthetically too, gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
And even on that 480, 640 resolution, it was it was just the shit.
Quality.
So I played that, and I played it I rushed through it, just playing everything about it. I loved it, and that was the game. I was like, games are awesome.
Oh yeah.
Video games are just cool. So yeah, I started playing hardcore ever since. Well, not hardcore, but in a sense, I was playing like every day, really loving it, and it was always during school. It's one of those things you really know you love something when you're at school and you can't stop thinking about getting home and busting some robots with the Walloper. Oh yeah, that was a great time. And to this day, Ratchet remains one of my favorite games. Oh, yeah. And I was so very lucky to run into Ted Price himself at PSX last year, and it was so cool to see him shake his hand, just express to him how awesome Ratchet was for me and how much it's influenced my gaming life. So that was one of my greatest highlights of PSX.
Yep.
And yeah, so Ratchet for me, Ruby for you.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm glad you brought up Ratchet.
Oh really?
Yeah, because as you know, the Ratchet and Clank movie is coming out.
Oh, I'm stoked.
In April.
Can't wait.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go to the midnight premiere.
I hope they have one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and well, that just got me thinking. Video game movies, you know.
Oh yeah.
Because the Last of Us movie was rumored, announced. I don't know. They talked about it.
Yeah, it's been rumored, and I think it's for real. Happening. It's for real. There's been proof.
And Insomniac has also said they had tried in the past to make a Resistance movie.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Well, what I'm trying to get at is what's your opinion on video game movies? Like how do you think they could coexist with the games themselves?
So you mean like a movie based on a game? Not a game based on a movie, because that's a whole different
That's
deal.
a whole different.
But yeah, movies based on games have never been great.
Yeah.
They've never been good. And I'm not gonna say they've ever been good. They're good, like they're fun, but they're not good movies. They're not
Yeah.
good films. Resident Evil films.
Mm-hmm.
There's there's as many Resident Evil films as there are remasters of Resident Evil games right now. Jesus. But yeah, the so I don't I don't think that they're good movies.
Mm-hmm.
There's some really impressive fan films that
Yeah.
taking them for what they are, they're not
Yeah.
movies, they're like usually shorts, but I really like because there's a lot of Metal Gear Solid fan films that I think are really well made. They're not like movie quality obviously, but for what they are, they're really good, and I think the value of those outmatches the actual big budget films that are based on video games. And I think more people should be watching the fan made films than the actual big name studio films. Yeah, let's think about what game based movies are out there. There's Resident Evil.
Advent Children,
Yeah, yeah.
kind of.
Final Fantasy. Well, we have Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within. That was just a.
Was that even based on a Final Fantasy game?
It wasn't based on a
Okay.
game. It was based on just nothing.
Okay.
It just had they made a crappy CG fantasy movie and slapped Final Fantasy on
Yeah.
the title so people would see it.
Yeah.
No one saw it,
Yeah.
and people who did see it
Regretted it?
wanted to gouge their eyes out.
Oh.
But yeah, Advent Children was I think was one of those examples of a really good movie, a good movie based on a game because it's literally like it's based exactly on the game. It's not based on a specific game, but it's a
Continuation.
a continuation of Final Fantasy VII. And it's one of those movies like you only can really enjoy it and understand what's going on if you're really hardcore into the the franchise. So yeah, that's an example of a well done video game movie, but only for the really hardcore audience.
Yeah, because that's one of the movies I am in no way a huge fan of. Final Fantasy VII. Never played the game.
Yeah.
But I have enjoyed Advent Children.
Yeah, it's a really
my fair
cool
share of
movie.
Time. It is. And it goes along with one of my qualms or worries with the Ratchet and Clank movie.
Oh yeah.
Because the Ratchet and Clank movie is the Ratchet and Clank game, the original, with changes obviously, and like the Galactic Rangers.
Yeah, that's a sore spot for me because I
Yeah.
really love those Galactic Rangers
Yeah.
from Up Your Arsenal. It looks
They're
like
the
they're
best.
rebranding them into the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, and see, the way I see video game movies is I would love them if they existed with the games instead of as the game.
That's
You know
what
I'm saying?
yeah, just like kind of like Advent Children does, where it's a different story set in the same universe, the same deal. Just like how the games have sequels. Sometimes if you want to tell a story, but you don't necessarily want to make a game, you take a like a game sequel and just have the sequel be a movie.
Exactly.
You release a game and then the sequel to that game is a movie, like the way Advent Children was.
Yeah.
And yeah, that'd be pretty cool because yeah, I am a little bit skeptical about they're rebooting, they're retconning all of the original game to make this movie and then make this game as well.
Yeah.
The movie based on the game based on the movie based on the game deal. Yeah. And I'm really excited for the game. I actually think I'm more excited for the game than the movie.
Oh, definitely.
I
feel like that's Ratchet. Like
Yeah, Ratchet's a game.
Better game.
Ratchet
but
is-
I'm still stoked for the movie.
I would love to see the movie. Yeah, I'm really excited for it. Especially since they're getting all the same voice actors. Jim Ward and James something.
And the writer for the games is the writer for the movie. So.
Yeah.
That's
It was same thing with the Last of Us movie.
Yes,
Neil
that's
Druckmann's on board, and that's the one thing that makes me not think it's gonna be terrible.
Yeah, because
I thought when I heard that there was gonna be a Last of Us movie, I was like, nope, that's gonna suck.
Oh yeah.
But then I was like, oh, Druckmann's on board, so I was like, it might not suck as much.
Yeah, the one thing I don't want the Last of Us movie to do is just be the game. I don't want it to tell the same story as the game.
Yeah. I don't
I think
it could, but I don't think it should.
yeah. What I think it should do. Well, maybe I don't know. Somehow, because Last of Us 2 confirmed.
Oh yeah, Last of Us 2.
All those years ago.
Last of Us 2.
Like 2 years ago.
Gonna be good. Yeah. Oh man, way back.
What I think would be really nice if the Last of Us movie bridged.
Oh
the
yeah.
games.
Oh yeah. That'd be awesome because there's no confirmation on what Last of Us 2 is going to
Yeah.
be based around. But as we've talked about before, I think it'd be really cool to have the whole game played as an older Ellie
Yes.
in Last of
I
Us
would
2.
love that.
Older Ellie, like maybe in her
20s, 30s.
yeah, well, no,
Probably
not
20s.
30s, early 20s,
Yeah.
or
'Cause
turning
she's
20.
13 in the game.
Yeah, so you have that time, but yeah, the movie would be great. I mean, of course, let's preface this. Yeah, if Last of Us 2 is actually the story of Ellie as an adult, then yes, a movie based on what happens between the end of Last of Us and 2 would be perfect. And if they're doing it that way, which I really hope they do, and I
Yes.
predict they do, I think it's likely, then I think that could be, that has the potential to be something really special.
Yeah.
And it's the right way to do a game movie.
Definitely.
Don't base it on the story of the game. We've already played the game.
Yeah.
That's
I
the
don't want
right
to see that again.
that's the right medium to tell that story. Tell a different story for the movie, and then have it tie in to the game. And if the movie comes out, I don't know if you think the movie's going to come out before Last of Us 2?
Well, since Neil Druckmann is writing it, probably.
Yeah.
Because I would assume they're getting him for Last of Us 2 as well.
Oh yeah. They'd have to.
Yeah.
But yeah, if they do it that way, then that could be really good for marketing too. You release the movie, and then shortly afterwards the game comes out, Last of Us 2,
Yeah.
and you know everyone who's going to see the Last of Us movie, not everyone obviously, but a good majority of them are going to be real big fans of the game.
Oh, yeah.
So they're definitely going to be all about getting Last of Us 2. So if you cater the movie to the people that are going to want to buy the game, then it's beautiful, it's perfect, and
Oh, yeah.
you tie the end of what I would love for the movie was for it to like pick up exactly where Last of Us 1 ended.
Ooh, that would... Oh, man, that'd get me right here,
Oh,
man.
yeah. And I don't want to talk too much about it if you haven't played The Last of Us. And if you haven't played The Last of Us, what are you doing?
Yeah, come on.
What are you doing? It's a beautiful game.
Even more beautiful now that it's on PS4.
I personally regret I don't regret waiting, but I did wait until PS4 version came out. But I honestly think that's the definitive way to play that game. I can't play it on PS3 and after playing it all through on PS4.
I understand. It's much like well, not much like, but playing Dragon Age Inquisition on PS4 and then going to PS3, except it still looks pretty good.
Yeah.
And it works. It functions properly.
So yeah, what's our final verdict on video game movies?
They should exist with the game, not in place of the game.
There you go. That's right. And that is what Resident Evil does.
Yep.
But those movies are just kind of... I don't even know how many of them there are. There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Dan, for joining me for this lovely conversation.
Obviously.
And if you guys dig it, please let us know. We'll do more of it. So, yeah. Thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you next time.